what we've learned this year is essentially in our politics, the bar is set, and then you meet the bar, and then they move the bar. They move the bar. Can't keep up. The bar is moving and shifting all over the place. But see, the irony of our reality in this race is that that's what's happening with regular folks on the ground every day. We are living at a time when the bar for regular folks is moving and shifting, and folks can't keep up. They're working their fingers to the bone, doing exactly what they've been asked to do, and the bar keeps moving. And folks can't keep up. And it's not fair, it's not right. See, but when I say to people that I speak to that over the course of my lifetime, I have seen things get progressively more difficult for regular folks. Folks say, well, are you taking a dig at your opponents? I'm like, no. I am trying to articulate the world that I've lived in. I'm not talking about anything but my own reality. That for regular folks, which is most of America, except for the 1% of folks who aren't regular people, most folks are regular folks. And when I look at my life, my simple little life, things have gotten worse, not better. And I know that because I'm living and breathing. I didn't have some miracle life. I've talked about this all over the country. I grew up on the south side of Chicago, working class community. My mother stayed at home. My father was a shift worker for the city, worked for the water filtration plant. Nothing remarkable about my upbringing. It's the upbringing that almost every American is blessed with. But see, back in the day when I was little, way back when, and I'm not that old, I'm just 44. You look a little Hannah, though, you feel like you feel old, but I'm not old. It wasn't that long ago, but it feels that way because life has gotten so much tougher. See, back then, my father could raise a family of 4 with my mother staying home on a single city worker salary. My brother and I went to the neighborhood school around the corner, the public school around the corner. And when I talk and I stand before a crowd, I don't stand before people as possibly the next First Lady of the United States. I want people to see the product of an investment in public education. Because I would not be here if it weren't for those neighborhood schools around the corner, those solid teachers, the parents who could engage did. You were safe. You learned how to read. You could aspire to be something better. And the schools in every neighborhood were solid and decent. But see, that was way back then when I was a little girl. Way back then, a mother could stay home from work. If those were her values or the family's values to have one parent at home, you could do that without putting your family in financial peril. You know, the only remarkable thing about my upbringing is that I saw hard work and sacrifice firsthand. I saw parents who gave up so much of themselves to give me and my brother their dreams. I saw a father with a disability get up and go to work every day. Never late, never making excuses, expressing disappointment. He was proud of the fact that he could get up and go to work and take care of a family and offer my brother and I access to things he could only dream of for himself. See, back then, a man like my father could send not just 1, but 2 kids to Princeton on that single salary. Imagine the pride that my father felt, the purpose that he felt getting up and going to a job that he didn't care that much about, because he could deliver us into something amazing with just hard work. See, and the truth about America, the beauty of it, is that most folks are like my parents. They are decent, hardworking people who are not asking for much. They're asking for the bar to stay at one level for a short enough period of time so that they can catch it and reach it and maybe make something better for themselves. Folks want to know if they work hard every day, that they'll earn enough to take care of a family. They want to know that if they get sick, they won't go bankrupt. They want to know that they can get their children a decent education at the neighborhood school around the corner, and after a lifetime of work, they want to know that they can retire with a little respect and dignity. That's all folks want. But in 2008, right now, that unremarkable life that my parents could offer me has become an impossibility for most regular folks. And we all know this. I know this by looking at my neighborhood, the neighborhood my mother still lives in. The school I went to has gotten drastically worse. Commercial districts falling apart, jobs moving away. The jobs that my father had, those solid blue-collar jobs, they don't exist anymore. They're dwindling all over this country, and they've been dwindling for my lifetime. And if you're lucky enough to have a job, the bar is shifting, because what you're bringing in really isn't enough to keep up with the cost of living. So yeah, you're going to work every day. You were reaching the bar that you thought was set, but then it shifted. And gas and food prices are going up. You can't pay for rent, mortgage, food, put gas in your car, pay for child care. You can't do all that with a regular single salary. So now everybody's got to work 2, 3 jobs. And don't be a single parent in this society. The bar is moving all over for you. We have millions of single parents all over this nation. And we set the bar of family values, right? We make people feel bad about whether or not they can spend time with their kids, have time to chop up fresh vegetables and saute them in olive oil so that kids are eating nutritiously. Whether we can get to parent-teacher conferences and sit down and do homework after you've been on your 3rd shift of your 2nd job to pay your rent. The bar is moving. And all we're doing is making these parents feel like failures. Always feeling like they're never doing enough, and maybe there must be something wrong with me because I can't keep up. But the bar's moved. There's no way you can keep up. And then you got to worry about education. Those neighborhood schools, they're hit or miss all over the country. From one block, one community to next, you could have a good school and then a drowning school on one, and No Child Left Behind is strangling the life out of education. Our children are being tested to death. And let me tell you, if my future were based on my performance on a standardized test,